Fu.
Kakaka.
With the life. You. But Nyamia don't be okay. In Pioneer Bosse, Ghana full youth, and Ghana food now, be come to the realization. Say, baby, radio, and I'm very much check a one until the marching up, mem farmer. Say, Ivan did do no so, because until the mamma marching up, and cornu be a yakwan marching in cheer. I wish you free chiam, yet a master to say, Sena de Biamoy and Ano Pebia, Captain Abbey now will be sung and some Akase Egufom, in tea, yet a master say more. In tea, Yabema and Yanamonso, Echia, Captain, na Yaboboso.
Me?
Captain.
Everything fine.
Captain.
Yeah. You are roaming around there.
On the road, yes.
It shall be well.
Yes.
It shall be well.
It
shall be well. Ivan.
Captain.
One of the shots into Twasso.
I check.
Pa.
Mechana what here for so. I'm in Cassette. Some them a real chrome. And I think they capture my interest. And the first one, I started with the recent reshuffle, a course by the president. And Captain Debiabeka always and always, you know, the relationship that must exist between power and the people, no, must be that of mutual respect and intellectual kinship. Okay. And when that relationship exists there, people at the top, when they are doing something on what say, something has gone untoward, you don't need to be pressured to resign because you are working on the trust and on the confidence of the people. So whenever that link is broken, as a nipa one kasa, you should see the need to step aside and then for another person to come on board. We saw it in the UK and other places. But unfortunately, your politics in that particular sense of remorse, so nipa who free say what commit certain atrocities or expect say on one veiling the to other people and I say to institutions nearby prosecuting and nearby investigating those people that sense of remorse in you I feel quite they feel emboldened and decide to do whatever that they want to do. Reshuffle na president so will be a president in our part of the world that he has every right to decide when and what or who to put at any position. The constitution, give you the president that particular powers to do that. But the president yes too many or yes appointment the citizenry have the power to also call on the president to do some changes at least. Governance so when it is not going as intended, citizens have every right to call on the president because we are not just mere stooges. We are active partners in this whole thing called governance. You're working together to ensure some efficiency will be brought to bear. But we can call on our president to decide, Charlie, A, B, C, D, and that is the clarion call Ghanaians placed on the president. Abra Ghana for across the political divide. Your friends say people within academia, civil society organizations call on the president, say, Mr. Man. And yes, the way a manner things are going, and to do something, do some changes. The president was bold enough to look at in our faces, say, why calling on him to do the changes in a way, either jobless or belong to the opposition. At the time, a critical time, Ghana for here changes, he never did it.
So now he's also.
So today he has done it. So the question is, no, only jobless are not belonging to the opposition. At the time, failure starting right in front of us, calling on the president, he told us that his appointees were doing better. But the fact on the ground, were pointing to the contrary. For instance, what's your time now? To baby for now, besides, the ministry. Now, we had a kind of your friend say, Nema, a branch we are here, Krumhaya. Senka Ghana, a serious contract, and Kenoforata is talking from Sawam. Not say or call your friend say international will be representing Ghana because economy yatina pansama and says a Ghana economy the more say describe I don't know the kind of right words we find it to describe Ghana's economy. Abrantia Natana, I taking all the nasty decisions as all taking I wrecking the very foundation of our economy, and there is nothing to be proud of. Today, I'm going to say, look at our debt to your GDP. Eka and our many Ghana and their debt portfolio now rise here to over 800 billion Ghana cedis. And I yet when there. Na ada bosia yakwa jeje and yakwa abonti akọ declare na no na make catch obi say dollar rate na akodu 12 cedis no for the past 1 year yen service your debt. Because we have declared bankruptcy our outside the catch external creditors say we cannot pay our debt at this time. Domestically, we have done debt restructuring. What it means is we are not even paying those we own in this country. So ideally, dollar is supposed to be stable. But look at the dollar rate today. It shows that the very fundamentals of this particular economy, you are working. Then nothing seems to be working. And Abra started, and then the president heeded to this wisdom coming from the people. For the first time in the Fourth Republic, in your political party, they give you birth to a bino. Members of parliament calling on the president, the finance minister, there is no confidence, there is no trust in him, and to put him aside for another person to come and take over. The president told him, I am
a poison leader, no?
Oh, ayo. So you see, these are the facts.
I said it yesterday.
At the time, I know you hear say, yes, I changes because time now cannot. Me, I don't see anything be able to see. And the president now what's say realizing the time as well. There are some individuals who want more appointments, so they have to be brought on board. Say at least, but they intend to ensure any proper re-engineering in the setup just to bring on board certain efficiency. I bet me put the economy on its wheels. Such plans and any team. Now, I'm really power because you're president, you need to respect the people. You cannot run a country like Obi Otia Krasi or running a pharmacy shop. Anytime everybody will be out or to meet two more Safana Gunuboto no. And that we young back house young country and they saw one a year or Kodidi. Cromons and you don't know Cobe 7. We named the Oko the fee. Other no. So the upper and discretion in a for and near Juma. That is the kind of our
seven.
You don't know me 7. Who didn't feel Ukochina Huna Quajisafua or at the time I hear no to come and fix this, to do changes.
That I am Mr.
Captain, Abra here on that particular changes to save Ghanaians, At that time, what should I know? Not on Otitamale Air Casabians, which Ghana for say, your casa on your changes, we are either jobless. But the fact, on the grounds that say economy, there's no economy. And go outside. All the credible rating agencies are downgrading Ghana and your status and your junk. With that junk status, and again, Abrana Neman no cost, corruption na air cost within government. Akuffo Addo had the power to act. Yet, the health minister here, Pamela Manoko, and yet the same papa when they call parliament, echo catching up, say, when Jessica Mashake in the end, what happened? At the end of the day, nothing happened to him. The president came out and defended him. So the president has defended these people, or no. Fairly no fairly, Now there were enough motivation for his appointees to fail because some quite the born and bar president will be defender. Yet Kroma, so what is it? Yes, PDS deal now, and young gold, or a young gold, your father saying, a Japan deal now go and then about to say Ghana, I lose $12 million.
Patron, and pay my
$12 million in a Japan deal. I cancel.
I have said it and I will repeat. Obi obeka say $12 million biano. Obwa. A 112.3 million. Mena mekai. The family blessed God's been smart. Sue me and leave me the agenda.
Okay. Captain. So Kwan Ben Abafaswa, ubetimi atena se akire sa asemu akire Ghana for said dealer enyam go through. Dealer say ya suspended, dealer ya cancel and as a result your friend is saying and go through that baby Kwan Ben ya fa so you be lose this whooping amount of money. Explanation be I never catch us here behind dying and we engage consultant and I say I didn't go through. So how come you drew ye and that phenomenon na to so akwa drew baby na ye gina yet say for PDS buy before dance akwan so beje Ghana for sika abusuanche as a result of that sika na Obama e my through African Power Initiative amount of $190 million as a saka and am sa PDS deal Captain, you cancel your iron sanka sika no. So there has been enough across Chrome ha Eka President Akuffo Addo ye serious. Nanya say or run a Ghana say Krasi pharmacy shop na say be obetimi aye de opa. Me ye sure say cause that time no nko tie Ghana for nyansa some na Ghana for catch no and then why that particular changes because makase we are president in our part of the world. Every single brain in the country is under your disposal. So as you so wishes, Nipa officer or the competence, whatever it takes, you're on board. Some able to fix the problem now. You have that particular room to bring those people on board. And they will be back. That's on your Jumana. All you have to do is to put that particular person aside and then you bring in fresh ideas then as a forum. But prioritizing family relationship, family ties then as a forum over the interest of the nation. So okay, no for that. In as much as on some he never did anything about it. He kept him in his position against opposition from his own party. And then I don't know, shape na call we shape na say we are with few months to go to elections. You know, you're coming back to tell us and we are reshuffle for what? Reshuffle they on board because I don't know say that you have taken over 6-7 years to destroy the economy. So 6 months now to go to election because we didn't say Kroma. In an election year, you drew October, Kobiara, Ministry, Obia is on the ground doing campaign. So what are these people coming to do? But Abrana, all the signs were pointing to the fact that we were going down. No? He didn't do anything. Yet your mind must be Obikranya who said, sector where something was actually going wrong. A troll letter the command president, PBC, and the Yaton Majapade. Are you aware, sir? One of the auditors, our year more 15 years, it realizes that the market share of the PBC was going down. The gentleman was bold enough to write a letter to the president telling him said this is what is going on. PBC no the market share air from because of mismanagement and incompetence. He wrote a letter to the president. Oh yes, I didn't we are a company. Nobody interceded on his behalf. And then PBC did a court airton in Japan. And the Maya said, be acting in the interest of this country. Do you think Senka better answer Masade Nakoso? A branch and a quarter fear for the past years in the packages the man can see him because the company Nassama. And in reality, the company was sinking because at the time, I'm not all tried, the market value our 30.8, above 10%. I actually said. The company was sinking. And to be Ghana and I see any active participant. My spectators, a troll letter. I copied the president telling you what is happening. That's it. You boy in the demand said there is enough incentive for people to engage in corrupt activities. And then our mamona, because the president is serious or bass or fix your my captain. And the first thing I say, and can you see him cutting down the size of government? Because look at the amount of money we spend in financing government in Ankasa. Such an edda horror. The way about we are serious, at least in Qatar, you do something before you die. You cut down the size of government. You don't fix in those guys. So this is how, as a Ghana, for you realize this, politics now, it must bear fruit and serve the interest of the people. But consistently, if we use political power to reward few greedy people who come to who get political power, and they feel that they are powerful and we will get nowhere. And that is the problem I say. Because these changes here, I don't see the kind of impact on the economy of this particular country. Apart from the political capital the president is likely to realize because maybe I remember my way appointment. And even the criteria or the yes idea is not based on any merit. Because I am for a primary so be ready. Oh, we near Okuboy Lusu ye, or you know, or we near primary here, or back be me, was signed the number, and this is the kind of changes are all here. Oko, your friend said, no, for baby, woman, when we refinity, is that Freda Prempos of mine, or Lusu the way, so honestly, I turn up and then as a forum. So it is not about merit, it is not about Nipano body anything, it is a compensatory package being handed over to these people. But this is of mine. This is not an institution, this is not a family property. You can't run it at a said the Usi PBR and no. And as a Ghana for Yamaya who said what is happening is just a misleading political spin that these people are just throwing on us just to prove a point that he's doing something. But the fact is that Akuffo Addo is never committed or Bwama Ghana ye or Base or Bebom Kufobiya Chi Dom Amomonya Sika. And from day one it is about money. That is why the last time I told you say the Yati if you take out politics, it's a complete steal hour. People are just rushing for money, making money to look good, and beyond that and there's absolutely nothing.
Ni
Captain. Me say for now. Let's go to you. Yes. Captain, listen to politics and if you listen to the political conversations I cause, it's as if say we're running this campaign with newbies. I said Obiad an independent candidate. Even Mahama Baumia or Mukasa na independent candidates. As if they're running for the first time. They don't know anything about governance. It's their first try. Captain, if you've been vice president, let me start with the vice president. If you've been vice president in this country for 7 years, by this time, say, oh yeah, any campaign is supposed to be about projects are why. So you speak about your track record, what you've done in office for the past 7 years, and that will form the basis of the campaign away. Say, this is what I've been able to do for the past 7 years. If you're able to give me the nod going forward, no, Metwaso, or that's the second phase of whatever I'm doing. But Captain, we hear this man going around giving promises, say, I will do this, I will do this. But he's not able to account for what he has been able to do in the past 7 years. And that's worrying for me. And if I was in his campaign team, I would really be ashamed to even go around trying to speak.
Mate. Oh.
But I'm saying,
okay.
As mates, no, Yamau Ejumabi said, you're the one who's supposed to count the money. And your driver and kind scan, your mate. That's why he's the head of the economic management team. It's mates, no, so inside, no. Mates na or just scan, or don't know kind scan, or no Bema will insist on this. Yes, that's the major function of the mate. And if he says he's not the driver, he's the mate, that's no problem. But account for your stewardship as a mate. And as head or the leader of the economic management team, what has been his suggestion or his programs he has pushed forward? They play that spin and say, oh, there was sabotage inside and all of that. But explain exactly what it was. And Captain, you see, on the basis of integrity, if you're in a space and you're trying to deliver on your mandate, but you realize that the environment is not conducive for you to deliver, the best thing you can do to save your integrity is to resign. And see, for 7 years, we're the mate. You are telling us at this material moment, say, you were not able to do anything because the conditions in there were not right. What are you telling us? So what happens to your integrity? You could not leave at the right time when you had to leave. Captain, but on the lighter note, when say book back, I'm say, tie dry, mates keshkai jofue, driver me ikemi funichigia. Say, yes, say, on the tie na pie. And I'm amazing this kind of journey. It's driver we drive. That's a very good song back in the day. But Captain, so that's with the vice president. I'm saying I'll feel very ashamed if I was on his team to even communicate, because I should be speaking about what he has been able to do in the past 7 years. And yet I will do. To make matters worse, yet they say we're implementing some cashless system for buses. And in addition to that, they mentioned say Oma procure 100 electric buses. Say buses are use diesel and use petrol. Say you better charge buses. Now, Captain, my phone cram into me in charge phone because of low current. That's even if you're lucky or light. When you're lucky, I'll be that doom so. Until my phone cram into me in charging my phone. You're talking about charging and you're one bus. So you say we're bringing 100 electric buses to bring into Ghana to. But
I know mates in the day, but as a driver.
Mates no.
Mates in the
mates no own him car or say he's telling us about. Captain, I said this is a circus show. But Captain, let me put him on the side because there's not much to go on the vice president. Let's deal with Onya Yera Mahama. Mahama say his flagship campaign message and then the policy says